All right, so this is the time that my bus broke down in front of my buddy's house when we were doing band practice. So I played in a band. I was a drummer for a band up in Tucson, and whenever I had trips up there, if the trip would go long enough, and if I could, because I was still trying to learn a lot of the songs, I'd say, hey, you guys want to do band practice? I could drive my bus over and we could do band practice. Something always came up, except for this one particular day, everybody was ready for it. So I take the girls volleyball team up to Sunnyside High School, and I drop them off. Their games usually go on till about like 8, 9 o'clock at night. We got there at about 5. I was like, I could go practice for about an hour or two. So I drive the bus that's almost like 15 to 20 minutes away from the school. Like, we're literally in the middle of nowhere. I park my bus and it makes this loud noise. I'm like, whatever. So I turn the bus on, I check, I listen for something, I don't hear anything. I turn it off, it doesn't make another noise. And I was like, oh, I guess maybe it was just a fluke. So I get off the bus, go do band practice, go hang out, whatever. Time to get ready to get back on the bus. One of the people that were at the house was like, hey, you got a bunch of fluid under your bus. I was like, that's weird. My bus never had that. My bus never has that. So I go out there. Sure enough, there's a big, huge puddle. And I was like, oh no, I am going to get fired. So I opened up my engine was in the back of the bus. So I opened up the hood. I looked. My coolant hose literally went boom. So I had coolant all over the ground. So instead of trying to lie about it, I just called my boss and I was like, hey, I took the bus over to my buddy's house for band practice. As soon as, I guess something must have happened, and my radiator hose went boom. I lost all my coolant, blah blah blah. And so they had to call the Sunnyside District maintenance team. Thank God they were still up. Thank God they were still on the clock. So these two guys came out with their truck. They brought a bunch of hoses, found the one that fit, got everything situated, got the hoses on, filled up the radiator reservoir with some fluid, and then went on my merry way. And that is the end of that story. But I'm glad that it actually happened there at my friend's house, rather than being on the road and then having that happen, because that was crazy. I could have got fired for that.